Alright, man, what's going on, everybody? We are here in Xplane. Once again, it's been about a month since I've flown. I've just had a lot of stuff going on, some other games I've been playing, so finally back at it today. And we're going to take a short flight from Denver to Salt Lake City. It's about an hour and 11 minutes or so. So pretty short hop. Just trying to get the feel for everything again. You take a month off, sometimes forget little things, so I'm going to go ahead and attempt to not make any mistakes today. Going to do this real quick, and then we'll get everything started. Alright, so let's jump in and get everything turned on here. Batteries, emergency lights. Do I have ground power hooked up? That's right, they have all this stuff now. They added all of it. Alright, so ground power is on. Panel lights on. Fuel pump can come on. Go ahead and get the IRS's aligning. Let's see, flip you on. Logo light can come on. These can go to steady. All that can stay off. Cut the APU bleeds on. Once we get the APU started, start that automatically. You can go ahead and turn the hydraulic pumps on. That can go to ground power. Everything else up top can stay as is for the time being. Right, go to our FMC. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Alright, so we're flying out of Denver today. Let the IRS do its thing. To Salt Lake City. I got some new scenery in Salt Lake City. I finally decided to get Mr. X's Salt Lake City airport. And I've got all the ortho for Colorado and for Utah. So it should be pretty scenic. Today we're Delta 7488. Alright, perfect. Now, do I have to call the fuel truck? I think this is just for visuals. Or maybe you have to have it now. I don't know. I'm going to go and start the APU though. Does the fuel truck literally just drive up, or? I don't know. Okay, whatever. Do that. Alright, so fuel. SimBrief tells us we need 6949 kilograms in block fuel. I'm just going to do it at even 7. Zero fuel weight today, 59.8. So we need to add 12.8. So we need to be about 18.5. 59.9, close enough. Takeoff weights. Why is takeoff weight not? There it goes. Okay. 6.9. That's fairly close to what SimBrief wants, so we'll stick with that. And get our charts going here. I do not have any ATC on, so it should be good there. Alright, let's go back down here, go ahead and load in our gross weights. And I'm going to need SimBrief back. Alright, so reserve fuel, I'm just going to do that. And our cost index today is 8. And we're going to cruise at 36,000 feet. So the wind's 226 at 102 at cruise. Our exit deviation is 9. Alright, transition altitude remains the same. All that's good. Go ahead and execute that. Outside temp, we're going to do derated takeoff. I got to get weather pulled up here for Denver. Denver, 10 degrees Celsius, so it's actually a pretty cool morning already. So derate, we can derate nicely and not have to worry about it being warm. Given the elevation, visibility is 10 miles, so it's basically perfect flying weather. So we'll go ahead and keep that there. We're going ahead and configure our departure and all that good stuff. So we're on the foot 4 departure. I don't think there's going to be a transition out on this one. The winds once again are from the west-northwest 290 at 9. So probably going to take off on the 3-4s. We'll probably just go 3-4 right. I think 12,000 feet of runway should be good. Yeah, we'll just take the path of least resistance and go 3-4 right. So 3-4 right. Execute that. Whatever. Why can't I go to the route? Okay. Right. Actually, RLG is already on here. Perfect. So that'll take us right into our arrival. Then, like I said, it's a really short flight. So there's really 2 VORs in between the SID and the Star. So it's going to be the Leahy 5 arrival, EKR transition, and current weather in Salt Lake City. Winds are calm. 40 degrees. 10 miles visibility. Let's see where they're landing in real life. Are they landing north? I mean, the winds are calm. It's going to be my discretion more than anything. I just want to make sure it's true to life, just in case we do get a controller that pops up. I don't want to configure anything incorrectly. I'm trying to figure out what ops SLC usually wants. I don't fly into this airport ever, so I think they're going to be landing north. So let's just pull up the charts just to be safe. Alright, so we can plan for 3-4 right. We'll just do 3-4 right. Shouldn't be an issue. Go ahead and just put the runway fix on there. Execute that. Yep. Go to our legs page. RLG, KR. Get rid of the discontinuity. That should be good there. Alright, so we'll go ahead and configure ourselves for takeoff here. We're going to go flaps 5 degrees. Trim 4.88. Go ahead and plug that in now. Close enough. Alright, so V1's going to be 141. We'll rotate at 142 and then wheels up 148 on the speeds. Go up here to our bugs here. Go plug in 148. What runway are we again. So just go ahead and do 353. You're gonna have to excuse the frames. For whatever reason, this airport shits the bed on frames. I'm above 30 right now, but it gives me fits. Let's pull up the SID here, the foot 4. Right? Yeah, foot 4. 3-4 right is where we're departing. So climb heading 353, and then left direct linger out of below 10,000. Then all that. So our top altitude 230. So we're gonna go and plug that in now. It's pretty high. And remember, we're about 6,000 feet above sea level right now. Perfect. Course and all that can stay there for now. Go ahead and turn the flight directors on. And so we can go ahead and arm LNAV and VNAV. Transponder, I'm just gonna go standard here. Get some panel lights going. We're already on Unicom 122.8, so we'll just stick with that for now. Alright, so pre-flight should be pretty much complete. We've got all this configured here. Should be good there. I'm going to switch to APU gen. Turn the rest of the fuel pumps on. Seatbelt signs can come on. We have duct pressure going. We're going to go ahead and cut the window heats.
Please recheck the security of your seatbelt.
Yaw damper can come on. Flight altitude, we're 360. What's the elevation? 4,200 feet. Perfect. On auto. Alright, so should be pretty much good to push and start now. Everything looks a-okay. Alright. Go back here, ground services, better push back. I'm going to plan this out, and I should probably pull my map up and see which way I'm going to push. Okay, 3-4 right, so we're going to push and face to our right. Right? Right, yeah, because we're going to go out this way. We're going to circle around and depart this way. So, I keep forgetting it's... No, it's underground services. Should be good.
All right, Captain, got the directions. Let me know through the menu when you're ready. Great news, Captain. Your tow's coming.
Get rid of the gates. We have pressure here. Won't cut the probes on yet. I don't think we have any center fuel tank or fuel in the center tank. Should be good there.
All right, looks like the doors and hatches are closed and we're ready to connect. Go ahead and hit that parking brake when you're ready.
this should be a pretty quick taxi directly to where we need to go, so we're not going to be taxiing for forever, especially here in Denver. If we're taxiing on the other side of the airport, I would have just parked on the other side or closer to the other runway, because these runways are enormous here.
Welcome aboard, Captain. Toes connected, bypass pins inserted. Go ahead and kill the parking brake when you're ready to go.
Turn the volume up here. Alright, parking brake released.
Here comes the pushback. Light them up.
Just packs over. Wait for the pressure to stabilize. Start number 2. Alright, N2 looks good. Fuel. Alright, good start number 2. Valve is off. Go to number 1. And give it juice. Oh, I didn't put my anti-collision lights on. Shit. I know I was gonna forget something. Alright, good start number 1.
Just about done here. Go ahead and set your parking brake.
Yeah, I should have hit the anti-collision lights before.
And we're disconnecting the tow. Give me just a moment.
Everything's gonna be... Yeah, I know. I'm gonna shut the door. We're already backed out from the gate. Alright, recall checked. Should be good to go there. Starters continuous. Switch the gens over. APU off. Lights. Get the bleeds back on. Trim air. Probes can come on. Gens switched over. Yaw dampers on. Seatbelts are set. Hydraulic pumps are all turned on. Window heats are on. We've got duct pressure. Packs are good to go. Pressurization panel is set.
And we're disconnected. Signal and pin on the left. Take it easy and have a safe flight.
Over here, gonna go flaps 5 for departure.
Close our boarding doors. You must please place these items into airplane mode or turn off your cellular service. Please also note that if you will be working on a laptop computer or enjoying any other larger electronic devices, they must be stowed either in a bag under the seat in front of you or in an overhead bin.
Flight controls check. Full right, full left, forward, back. Perfect. Should probably go ahead and do configs check. Flap screen light set. Stabilized trim is set. Takeoff briefing. We already briefed our departure. Cabin is secure. MCP panel is set. Transponder is set to TARA. We did that earlier. Strobe lights on. Landing lights on. We don't need those quite yet. Engines are set to continuous. Everything looks good up top, so we should be good to go. Still no ATC. Let's take a look here. We just should be taxiing straight ahead. Gonna take a little bit of a right, go straight ahead to Foxtrot, and that should take us to Foxtrot 1 to the runway threshold. Let's go ahead and do a quick configuration check just to make sure. Perfect. And brakes are good. Set auto throttle.
Put in an overhead bin and place smaller items under the seat in front of you. And ensure all aisles, exits.
Stupid flaps, dude. It's my quadrant. It's causing that. No. Alright, so just go straight ahead to Foxtrot, take a right. I need to set my altimeter. This is what happens when you don't fly for a month. Current altimeter 29900. It's pretty close. Pretty close to standard. Clear right, clear left. Clear left, clear right.
In case we experience any unexpected rough air. For everyone's safety, better.
They're still doing that pre-flight announcement. Alright, so we're gonna hang out here for a bit. There's the runway straight ahead. Almost 40 frames here in Denver. It's not too bad. This airport's pretty frames heavy. I was parked in another gate before and I was getting like 20 frames. I don't know what it was. My GPU was just chilling at 100% for no reason. I think it's the building textures. Alright, landing lights can come on. Go ahead and kill the taxi lights. And we light.
We'll be taking off in just a few minutes. Flight attendants, please prepare to stand up for departure.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
Alright, 3-4 right is verified. I don't know what's going on with the terrain here. Hopefully my runways aren't jacked up like that. I know I've got my scenery in order. Clear left, clear right. Do have our landing lights on. Start clock. Lucas, how are you today, man? Everything's going pretty well. Just getting an early flight in this morning. And just about on center here. Throttle up. Toga. Airspeed live.
$80 knots.
80 knots, cross-checked.
V1, rotate.
V1, rotate. Whoop.
Positive rate.
Positive rate gear up. See you, Denver. Go ahead and make that left turn.
$1,000.
Currently on VATSIM, but truly on the other side of the world. So I'm in the U.S. Are you in Europe? Go ahead and let autopilot do its thing here. From Germany to Great Britain. Yeah, man, I need to get out in Europe more. I don't fly out in Europe as much as I'd like to. I'm just now finishing out all my orthos for the U.S., but I'd love to get some more European flying in. Alright, flaps. Gonna go ahead and go clean. Set the brakes here. Pull those two off. Got a couple of altitude restrictions here, so let the VNav do its thing. I probably should have my terrain radar on. So we're going to level off here until we hit Linger. It's going to be an altitude restriction of 10,000 feet. So we'll keep the landing lights on and all that good stuff until we get past it. Up we go, landing lights off. Starters to auto. All that can come off. That should have been on strobe and steady. Forgot to do that. Alright, so took off here, going this way. We're going to go straight over, finish out the foot 4 SID. That'll take us out to the RLG VOR. And again, we're not going to be a cruise for very long, maybe 15 minutes or so, and then we're going to start our way down towards Salt Lake City. And the SID should take us over the mountains. The VNav, you just want to pay attention to it. The Zebo's gotten a lot better with its VNav, so don't think we're going to be slamming into the mountains, but just, of course, monitor it. So we are rocketing out of here. Just over the Rockies.
Your business and loyalty are greatly appreciated by the entire Delta family. For your safety, it's important to remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened anytime the seatbelt sign is on. Even if the sign is off, please keep your seatbelt fastened in case we experience any unexpected rough air. We ask that you also please remember to use caution if opening the overhead bins to prevent injury from articles that may have shifted during takeoff. Now reach an altitude where it's safe to use approved electronic devices. And a listing of these devices can be found in Sky Magazine in the seat pocket in front of you. On today's flight in the economy cabin, you'll get our pleasure to offer you complimentary Coca-Cola products, Starbucks coffee, water, juices, a variety of complimentary snacks, as well as a selection of our fresh eat items and all-day goodies. Beer, wine, and spirits are available complimentary for our first class and Delta.
There you go, standard altimeter. And we're going to take it up to 36,000 feet.
Just let a flight attendant know the RDR is complimentary for this and any future Delta flights.
So awesome how they've integrated all the cabin announcements and all that with whatever airline you're flying with. I mean, there's payware airplanes that don't even have that. So that's pretty remarkable that we have that luxury with the Zebo. Still no ATC online. It is early. Alright, so outside of that chart now, let's pull up our star. Oh, that's the approach, arrival on the Leahy 5. So we're coming from Meeker VOR here and just going to come straight in. We are landing north, so we're going to be coming in through this approach. And it's just going to be a straight in approach, so we're not going to have to go downwind or anything like that unless the winds change. Should be nice there. Go ahead and pull up our runway and all that just to have it prepared. So 3-4 right is what I have programmed for now. I don't think that's going to be changing. Oops. We're not Cat 2 or Cat 1, but I'm just going to pull up anyway. Yeah, because we're coming from Plage. And cut seatbelt signs. Take a quick pee break. I'll be right back. Alright, we are back. Alright, so we're going to be top of climb here fairly soon. And like I said, we're not going to be cruising for that long. It'll be about 180 miles actually, so it'll be a little bit of a cruise. This flight's a little more than an hour, so we got a nasty little headwind right now though. So I may bump up our cruise speed just to make up some time. Terrain radar can come off. Probably should have done our after takeoff checklist. We already know the air conditioning pressuring is set, and just our switches, we switched that off already. Landing gears up and off. Flaps are up, no lights indicated. Altimeters are set, we're already standard. Auto brake is off. Yeah, I'm doing things way out of order today.
Thousand to go. Alright, so we are leveled off at cruise. Let's figure out. See, we're only at Mach 0.77. I'm going to bump that up. See if it's going to let me mess with this. We're going to go 0.79. let's make an announcement.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, the seatbelt lights off. You're free to move about. Once you are seated, we recommend you keep your belts fastened. Thank you.
Short to the point.
Moving up, keep a little closer. Meanwhile, please sit back, relax, enjoy the trip with us.
A lot of clouds to look at today. Alright, so I'm happy with that cruise speed. It'll get us there a little bit quicker. And we're about 180 miles off from our top of descent, so not very long, maybe 20 minutes or so, we'll start down. See what else they added on here. I know they added the air stairs, which in the US, like if you're flying between multiple like big hubs, like giant airports, you're almost never gonna need to like deboard and take a bus. You're gonna have a gate usually, but I know like a lot of the smaller, especially like your regional airports, you'll just have a parking spot and you literally just walk off on and off the plane. I myself am not used to that. So they added that, they added the de-icing and all that. Stupid fuel truck never came when I hit it. I don't know if I just didn't wait long enough or if I did it wrong. Ortho makes everything better. The default scenery actually isn't bad in this, but I mean Ortho is just on a whole nother level, and it's free. I was really hoping we'd catch a tailwind on the way there, but it looks like we're going to be sticking with this headwind for now. These are new, I think. Huh. Okay. Maybe these work here. I just don't really use checklists as much as I should. I just go off of memory when I do my flows. Pre-flights, first officer pilot monitoring. Oh yeah, these are a little bit more in depth than what's on the column here. I mean, this gets you through like the vital stuff, like You need your landing gear down to land, right? So that's obviously going to be on here, but like the engine starters and all that. Oh no, they're right here. And then I know they've got this thing right here that comes out too. So we've got checklists on top of checklists. Move it around. This is like more in depth though, I feel like. I think this is taking you through almost step by step, like what you need to do. I mean, real world aviation checklists are extremely important. We are saving time landing north though, because like I said, if we have to loop around the airport and land south, that would have added probably at least, I don't know, 10 minutes, maybe 5 or 10 minutes. All about on-time arrivals. Always have to be on time. Land here, and it's just an immediate turn off to the left, and we're going to be literally right there at the gate. A lot of mountains to contend with on this approach too, it looks like. There's about 12,000 foot tall mountains that you're coming in on, so you're going to be really got to pay attention to your altitude restrictions. Like I said, all this is programmed in, so the plane should do it on its own, but of course you want to monitor. And then you just slide right in between the mountains here, and you're going to go right in between these two passes right here. So it should be a fairly scenic approach. And of course you've got the actual lake right here. Getting 35 FPS, that's crazy. My GPU is like at 50%. They need to hurry up with Vulkan, man. I know they've been working on it for a while, but really need to get it optimized. I mean, 60 FPS should be the standard, in my opinion. I mean, that should just be the standard for a title like this. Just with the complexities, I don't think you're ever going to be able to run like 144 or 200 plus FPS like you can with certain games. And this game's not really designed for it, but I do think 60 is doable across the board with even mid-tier graphics cards and CPUs. But I'm pretty sure the simulator still only uses single core processing on the CPU, so that's part of the problem. It's like if you got a multi-core CPU, you're really only using one of them, as far as I'm aware of. And the GPU, like I said, like I'm looking out of the window right now, I'm up to about 70% utilization.
When I go back into the flight deck, it drops to like 50. So of course I've got ortho and clouds and stuff out here, so that's probably why, but even then I'm not fully utilizing my GPU, and I'm, you know, frames aren't exactly, I mean, I'm getting around 40-ish. Which isn't terrible. I mean, in my opinion, you want to stay above 30. If you're getting below 30, that's when things start getting degraded, and it can affect a lot of different things, and it makes the game look terrible. I can't take a direct route either. I'm already straight on. Still about 150 miles out. 140, 150. We are making good time, though. I think we're a little bit ahead of schedule, actually, because we've been in air for about 30 minutes. We'll be dropping well below that, and allotted flight time is about an hour and 11 minutes, so I think we're going to beat that time. I'm going to double check the weather right now in Salt Lake, just to make sure. And winds, west-southwest 246 miles an hour. So they've shifted a little bit. We'll have a slight tailwind. I really don't want to switch runways. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, for now, we're still going to be landing north. I mean, a 6-knot tailwind is not going to really be an issue. If it gets to 10 or more, then if the runway was wet, we'd have to switch runways. But we have dry conditions right now. So we're going to keep it as is for now. We'll just keep an eye on the winds. But a 6-knot, and it's not even a direct tailwind. It's coming from the southwest. So it'll be just off the left side of our tail. So it shouldn't be an issue. I mean, we are at a higher elevation, but it's a 12,000 foot runway, so we should be fine. Shit, I can't stop yawning. Clouds are covering up all my ortho. Loud.
Dude, I just had a cup of coffee. I don't understand why I'm yawning so much. And I don't really see any other rivals going into Salt Lake. Oh, there's one more. Oh, we're going to be... I think I'm going to beat this other plane here. I think I'm a little closer. Just a lot of times on VATSIM, people don't look up approaches and they don't pay attention to the weather, so you get crossed up sometimes. It's about 90 miles from top of descent. Yeah, frames are shit in the bed right now. I think we're loading in some scenery here. CPU's going up. So make sure we check this, make sure this doesn't really go above 8. It's a shame there's no controllers on. Early on a Monday morning in the U.S., not going to be a whole lot to nobody to talk to, ACC wise. Dude, I'm gonna have to make another cup of coffee. This is ridiculous. Dude, this headwind is nasty, man. We would have at least been closer by now. take a look at these restrictions. Let's go ahead and double check, make sure the FMC is going to be in order. Bloop 12,000. Yep, camp 11. Perfect. And then that takes us straight into the approach fixes for 3-4 right. So it's just as straightforward of an approach as you're going to get. And I'm really not familiar with Salt Lake City again because I don't fly into it ever. So I'm going to be learning new things today. Alright, so let's see, the bottom of the descent profile is 11,000, so I'm just going to go ahead and program that in now. The plane should do everything on its own, but of course we'll monitor it, make sure it behaves. Yeah, with this headwind, I'm going to try to stay at our cruising speed for as long as possible. I mean, if we had a tailwind doing this, we'd descend early. But the winds are doing us no favors right now. Is that ortho? Should be. I just finished Utah the other day and I know I checked it. Yikes, frames. Yeah, we're loading something in. Again. Yikes, man. Yeah, it's loading in. The new flight simulator from Microsoft is going to be interesting because what I believe is all the terrain and all the like scenery that would be ortho, like the ortho equivalent, is going to be all cloud based. So you're basically going to be streaming it as you're flying, from what I understand, which is going to be really interesting. I really want to see what performance is going to be like in that. Because they're building that thing from the ground up, apparently. Alright, so a little less than 40 miles before we start down. This is not a message from me. The winds have not given up. Check weather again. And yeah, still 240 at 6. The winds haven't really shifted at all, so not entirely worried about it. Go ahead and cut these seat belts back on.
Outside, please recheck the security of your seatbelt. Alright, we'll go ahead and start the descent checklist here. Pressurization, it's still where it needs to be, so that is good and checked. Any ice not required. Approaching brief and fuel. Fuel, we are a little more than 4,300 kilograms, so we should be good there for fuel. Plenty of fuel. We do have an hour reserves just in case of a misapproach or a diversion. IS altitude bugs, altitude set 11,000. Heading can stay where it is for the time being. And descent checklist is complete. Coming into the chart now. Should just be straight on in. Like I said, I'm really not wanting to switch runways if I have to, but I think we should be fine. Get the winds coming about this way. Just like crosswinds. So we're starting to roll back here on the power.
We should see this little thing pop up here that'll let us know that we're on the descent profile. Any second now. Oh, it does not want to come up. There it is. So once this hits center, well, we're starting down now, I guess. It's the winds are messing it up, I think. It's fine. Yep, so this will stay center here. That way you know you're on your proper glide path. Same thing right here, just as a backup. Go ahead and let them know.
Good afternoon, folks. From the cockpit, starting a slow descent at this time. We would like to ask you to return to your seats, fasten up your seatbelts for the duration of the flight. Been a pleasure having you on board with us. Thanks for flying with Delta today. I can fly a test. Go ahead and prepare the cabin for our arrival, please.
All right, so sending about 2,300 feet, 2,400 feet a minute. You know, just keep an eye on the speed, but with the winds the way they are, should have no issues with it. Go ahead and set our auto brakes to 2.
Hand these items to the flight attendants as they make their way through the aisle.
And check our weather one more time. Same winds, no updates. Altimeter 29901. We'll just pre-program that right there. It's basically standard altimeter. Ah, man, my allergies. Speed looks good. As long as it doesn't get much higher than that, we should be good to go. Pretty steady descent here, 2,700 feet a minute. It's a little steep, but it's not anything crazy. Like I say, we gotta get to 12,000 feet here within 30 miles, so that's why the plane is like, get down. 3,000 feet. I'm gonna throw the boards out here just a little. Let's go get the localizer plugged in here. Localizer for 34 right, 109.5. So we'll go here. 109.5. That is set with the course of 344. Perfect. We can go ahead and arm those, put the boards back up a little bit. So we're going to hit our approach fix here. Again, Plague is going to be our first approach fix here, and then we'll just start our way down here. 109.5, 344, verified. Decision height. This says 100 feet. And missed approach, should we have a missed approach or we need to go around, we'll climb to 9,000. Directs to the TCH VOR. And we'll circle around. Hopefully we won't have to do that because there's mountains and shit in the way, so we should be fine. We're a little over speed again. And 299.1 on the altimeter. We're sliding right in between these mountains here, right in this valley. Alright, so about 30 miles from the runway already. We're going to keep on the present speed for now. We're going to hit the brakes here about 15 miles or so and start getting everything configured for landing. What's crazy about like flying out here is that the elevation is so high because you're supposed to stay at below 250 knots, below 10,000 feet. But you get to 10,000 feet so quick, you know, and between 10,000 feet and your landing altitude, it's only a few thousand feet. And at normal elevation, like on the coast of like California or New York or something like that, you have a lot more time. So you're having to configure the plane a little bit quicker than normal with what I would be used to in this type of situation. Recall's good. And I'm getting a little fast again. See, the winds have shifted on us just a little bit. A little bit of a tailwind, tail crosswind right now. Can't see anything. take us down to 9,000. Got cloudy out of nowhere. I thought the visibility was like 10 miles. Ceiling 12,000. Okay, we're breaking out of that. Scattered at 10. A few clouds at 5,000. But the visibility is 10 or more miles. I mean, this is like Portland fog. I can't even see a mile out ahead of me. It's weird. I don't know if it's an Xplane issue or what. Alright, we're leveled off. I'm going to cut our lights on here. I'm going to switch our starters to continuous. Swing light can come on. Let them know to get ready.
Please prepare the cab for arrival.
Alright, so we need to get slowed down here.
The aircraft is now on its final approach. And we have it cleared tonight. At this time, I'll have
What the hell's all this?
with their seatbelts securely fastened. Your tray tables and carry-in items stowed.
Okay, so we're on the localizer already, and we're on the glide slope. We gotta slow this thing down now. Once we hit 250, I'm gonna start dropping everything to get this thing slowed down. Let's see, we need to get our VREF speeds. Forgot to do that. We'll do flaps 40, so it's gonna get us. We gotta get to 140 knots. We do plus 5 though, so 145. I'm gonna go ahead and flaps 5. One more. Landing lights are on. Crew is advised. Dropping gear. Gotta put the boards in. Speed brakes are armed. Fuel is just up ahead. I don't know what is going on with this fog. I don't think it's loading the weather in properly because it shouldn't look like this. Checked. Go flaps 10. Flaps 15. You are exiting the runway to the left. Flaps 25, and we're gonna go flaps full. Alright, landing checklist. Start switches are continuous. We checked that already. Recall is checked. Speed brake armed. Landing gear down, 3 green indicated. Flaps are 40 degrees, green light indicated. Landing lights are on. Runway in sight straight ahead. And we're on a fully stable approach. I don't know what this fog is. It's kind of annoying. Like, my visibility should be way better than this. Wind is not a factor. Wind is basically calm. I don't have any wind indication right now. My airplane, my throttles. That's V
1,000 feet,
checks.
stabilized, Mr. Perch altitude set.
And Mr. Perch altitude is set at 9,000. Find V checks.
400. 300.
It's a little low. Correcting.
200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Burst is out. Manual braking. Reverser stowed. We're gonna take this turn right here.
This will be your one and only indication.
Alright, bring the flaps in. Speed brake. Back out. Brakes off. Landing lights off. Taxi lights on. Runway turn offs. Auto. And start the APU. Let's pull our airport map up here, figure out where the hell we're going. Alright, so we need to loop back around. Clear left, clear right. Yeah, I see Delta parking over here. I don't know what's going on with these cloud textures over here. The airplane off in the distance. That's that American Airlines plane that was coming in with us. Turn right here. And I'm just gonna look for an empty gate. Looks like there's one right there. I believe we actually buttered that landing. We floated it just a little bit, but we still got in the touchdown zone. Flight directors can go off. Taxi lights off. What's going on, Lazarus? How many passengers? We got a full boat here. I'll get you a number here in 2 seconds once I get parked. I believe we were full today, though. And stop. Parking brake set. I gotta switch the gens over. Lights can come off. Turn the APU bleeds on. Fuel pumps. Window heats. APU gen. Alright, let's get off of VATSIM here. Welcome to Salt Lake City. Sound like an actual pilot. Have you ever flown? Appreciate that, man. I have flown a couple Discovery flights before in real life, but no, I'm not a real life pilot. I don't hold any licenses or anything like that. I've just been doing simming for a few years now. Let's see our passenger counts. If I can find it. 174 passengers today. Do you think you can learn to actually fly from this game? I mean, yeah. I mean, so a lot of people use Xplane as a tool. That coupled with a program called Pilot Edge, it's an ATC network. It's true to the real thing as you're going to get, aside from actually doing the real thing. A lot of people do use this for like instrument training, for like VFR procedures and things like that. You're obviously not going to get the feel of an actual cockpit and an actual flight from this, but the dynamics are as real as it's going to get given the technology we have for the moment. But yes, like you can learn instrument procedures. I mean, these airplanes are as true to life as it's probably going to get. So VR, I don't do VR. I don't know. I can't get into it. I don't mess with VR at all. It's just not my thing. It's not for me. Let's take a peek at this landing here. Does that exist though for flight sim? Yep, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Xplane is fully compatible with VR. I think you can do it on P3D too, but I know for a fact you can do it on Xplane. A lot of people do it. Like I said, it's just not for me. All right. Of course, they situate me on the wrong runway. Can't get it in much smoother than that. Let's take a look at the tower view. Yep, still in the touchdown zone. Didn't get it right on the markers, but it's still a pretty darn good landing. How long have you been streaming? Well, for today, I've been on for about an hour and 45 minutes. Overall, recently started getting seriously into it about a month ago. How much does the game cost? I know they routinely put it on sale. I think like standard price is 60 US dollars. But it goes on sale pretty often. Sometimes Steam has sales, and sometimes you can get it off of Xplane's like Laminar's website directly if it's on sale. But I think the base price, like standard, is $60. That's how much I paid for it, at least. How are the physics? You want to crash? I mean, you buy the game, you can do whatever you want, I guess. The physics are really good, man. I mean, it's got pretty good flight dynamics. You know, other games use things like tables and, you know, algorithms to kind of determine it. This game actually uses like wind and weight and things like that to calculate it. So, I mean, Xplane is highly regarded as the most realistic game as far as the flight dynamics is concerned. As far as mid-air collisions, I don't know. I know, like, if you crash into the ground or into a building, the game's going to let you know. I don't know about mid-air collisions, though. All right. So everything should be shut down already. Is Xplane the same as Microsoft FSX? It's not. It's different. So, like, all the streamers, we tag it. Most of us tag it under FSX because everybody knows Microsoft Flight Simulator and Twitch doesn't care. Xplane has its own Twitch page. It's just very, very inactive. So really, there's two major sims. There's Xplane and P3D. Almost nobody flies FSX anymore. Almost nobody sims it, or streams it, at least. But no, it's not the same. Xplane is worlds ahead of Xplane. Twitch does have a better page for it. It's so much better. Yeah, I mean, like I said, Twitch has an Xplane page. I mean, technically, we're supposed to stream it on the Xplane page, but Flight Sim is so small. It's such a niche community that it really probably should all just be under one page. That's why, like, in the descriptions, like, I make sure I put Xplane 11. Because, like I said, it's either going to be Xplane 11 or P3D. Everything else is just subpar. But it's such a small community that it really just needs to be all under one. So I kind of like the way it's done. I mean, well, they do need to have just one page where it just says flight simulation or something like that. But the way Twitch organizes things, it's all done under one page, or it's every game has its own page rather. So it is a little confusing if you're not used to how Twitch works. All right, man. It's good chatting with you. I'm gonna get off here. I'll probably be back on later. We'll see. But be sure to drop a follow. That way you can get alerted when I get on. I'm going to be trying to stream Flight Sim a little bit more. I've been neglecting Flight Sim lately, unfortunately. So I'll try to stream at least 2 or 3 days a week. But I appreciate you hanging out. And we'll talk to everybody again soon.